In. Let's see what song we're going to play today. Let's find a good one. Here we go. It's the Boogie Song. Get up and dance.
The covers on my head, something stinks beneath my bed. Can face my room today. Stab my toe and scrape my knee with all the toys surrounding me. I don't have room to play. I can't find my book no matter where I look. And I just lost my shoes. So many toys around, they're tumbling down. Tell me, Mama, what do I do? She said,
Pick it up and pack it up.
decide what you can do with them so you have room to play. Have a look around, don't bring you down. So boogie right better away. Only keep the toys that bring you joy and pass the rest along. You can fly when you simplify the bedroom boogie song.
That's what we're doing this week, folks. The bedroom boogie. Yep, that's what we're doing. We're getting our bedrooms all clean. Should be the cleanest room in your house because that's where you sleep. That's where you sleep. Now, today is question and answer day. But let me start out with a little cheerleading. You know, we are at a point in time that we were made for this. We have been prepared. We've been preparing for this for a long time. And we're ready. We got these routines down. Last night, before I went to bed, I read your testimonials. And those testimonials, really, I go to bed with those testimonials in my heart. And last night I got one from an 83-year-old lady, and she said she's been following us. She can't get out of her house because it's not safe for her because it's 80-year-olds that are dying. And she said, I cooked hamburger up and put it with onion and put it into little packages. I cooked chicken and shredded it for different meals and froze it. And she says, I'm ready. I'm here and I'm getting things done. And it just warms my heart to know that you're not panicking, that you're not feeling like it's the end of the world, because it's not. We're starting to see a turn. Now, I don't believe any of the numbers I'm seeing out of China. But the numbers I'm seeing out of New York City and Italy, oh my goodness. We've turned a corner. And it is going to only get better. But we've got to stay in our homes. You know, I'm on day 11 of sheltering in place. But hopefully we'll do it for another couple of weeks. Our government is working on getting us some money in our hands for people. For small business, if you run a small business, there's going to be some help available. Justin has already talked to our bankers, and, you know, call your lending organizations that as soon as this gets passed by the House, which could be tomorrow, they will get what it is they can do. And they can forgive, tack 3 months onto the end of your mortgage instead of paying it out in 15 or 30 years. It'll be 30 years plus 3 months because we're going to have a little grace period. And that's what we need. We all need a little grace in our lives right now. And if you can give grace to others, then it's going to be amazing. So this morning I was talking to my sister Dina. She had a rough night. She needs her shoulder. She needs surgery on her shoulder, and it's really, they're not doing any surgeries right now. And I said, get up and get dressed. And she was. And she says, I'm going for a walk. I got to get my mind off it. As long you got to get endorphins going in your brain another way. So let's take care of our families. Let's get out in a sunbeam. I've got somebody's down in the woods right now, and I'm sure Robert's watching them like a hawk from a distance. They're cutting up some trees they cut last week. It's the way they make money. So we can get through this, but we've got to circle the wagons and stay home and do what we can at home. If you can sew, make some masks. Yep, I know. Even little cowboy mask. Make some little cowboy bandanas for your children to put on. They'll think it's funny. Make some Superman mask for people. You know, you can paint. You can do lots of things. You can come up with ways to get your kids to wear the mask. You don't have to wear them in the house unless there's somebody sick in your house. So let's get dressed to lace up shoes. This morning, I've been working on a cheerleading essay for you, and it went out this morning at 9:30. I want you to all go read it. It got shared on Facebook too, I think, if it didn't get messed up. So let's take care of our homes. Last night, and I wrote about this in the essay because I wrote it yesterday, and I used my 5 minutes before I did the tea time yesterday. I got my little notepad up on my phone and hit the microphone button and just started talking. And I had 500 words just like that. Yeah, I got a big mouth. Here's the thing. The bill did pass last night, Oliver, in the Senate. It was unanimous. It was unanimous. 96 senators, 4 of them are in quarantine. 96 senators voted yes. And now the House of Representatives has it, but they're not calling everybody back to vote on it in the House. They're going to do a voice vote. So let's see if they mess with it. If they mess with it, it's got to go back to the Senate. That's how it works. And maybe it'll be on the president's desk by Friday. Okay, folks. We just have to stay calm. So yesterday, I told you I was making potato soup. And I kind of figured my potato soup cost about $2. And it was a full meal for me and Robert. I'm having to eat a few more carbs, you can probably tell. But the main thing is we had a meal and we didn't have to go out. We had a meal. And it was made with 4 potatoes, 2 white ones and 2 red ones. It was made with an onion. It was made with chicken broth, salt and pepper, little cayenne pepper because we like things spicy. And it cooked yesterday afternoon for about 4 hours. And then I melted some cream cheese, 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese. I melted it and stirred a little bit of the soup in it and kept stirring it till it got thinner. And then it all blended in the soup. And it was good. It was really good. And we were happy. Happy campers yesterday. Because we didn't have to go anywhere to get dinner. And we're all good. Okay, so let's answer some questions. I've got some good ones here. I have spoken to doctors where I work. They have told me that there is such a thing as over-sanitizing or over-washing. They say there needs to be some germs. What is your opinion? You know, at this point in time, I don't care what they say. I'm going to take care of my family the best way I know how to take care of my family. And it makes me angry when people make excuses. We're just getting into the habit of sanitizing things, and then they want to go and change it. Well, guess what? Yeah, we've all seen the articles from many years ago which told us if you have a messy house, your children are healthier. Well, right now, having germs in your house could make your kids sicker. And you do not want to be the one responsible for allowing those germs to go through the whole house. Now, when things lighten up in a year and there's a vaccine for this coronavirus, then you can do something. You can lighten up on the hygiene. But right now, let's wash our hands. Let's use hand sanitizer. Let me find it. There it is. Don't go anywhere without it. In fact, really, don't go anywhere. Stay home. And then when things lighten up, now, in hospitals, they have to sanitize everything. And I've known hospitals, a big hospital in Memphis had to be torn down because there was a superbug. But we're not looking at that right now. What we're dealing with is a virus that is taking over. Let's deal with what is now, and we can let our guard down a little later. But right now, we don't want to get this virus. We don't want to give this virus to your grandparents. You need to stay away from your family members. Yeah, they're lonesome, but pick up the phone and call them. Pick up the phone and call them. Quit making excuses. And, I have a wonderful doctor. She is precious. I just love, Dr. Brown with all my heart. I don't always agree with everything she says. Yeah, she has a degree. But guess what? I have a brain. And I'm going to take care of my family the way I need to take care of my family. Doesn't stop me from loving her. But she knows there are certain things that I won't do. There's my friend Becky. So last night, a company that used to be right next door to Fly Lady, they make these wonderful trailers that pop into a tent. And they ship them all over the world. They're lightweight. You can put bicycles in them. It's just all kinds of things. Well, they decided, it's called Sylvan Sport. And they decided that they needed to retool their factory. They have a brand new factory that they built. It's absolutely gorgeous. And they're going to retool and start making N95 masks, Tyvek suits. That's the suits for, keeping germs off of you. What else were they going to make? They were going to make a bunch of things. And they asked us to get the word out. And I did. And I sent it to my doctor. And she says, tell them to put me on their list. And I sent Tom a little message and said, my doctor wants to do a contract with you. So we have people that are turning their factories around. And if somebody in my speaking distance wants to start sewing, hey, we can probably figure out a way to bring a lot of our sewing manufacturing that's been done overseas, China and Vietnam and all. We can bring this home if somebody wants to start sewing again. Yeah, that'll be fun. So my opinion is, don't stop what we're doing. We're just getting started. We'll deal with the not enough germs in the house later, because God knows we got enough germs in our house. And we have had most of our lives. And our children have good immune systems. So, good for you. Brenda's already sewing masks. Yep. Those of us that can sew should be sewing. Okay, due to being stuck in the house, is it unreasonable to do 1 hour of zone cleaning a day, trying to focus on other things beside the news? no, that's not unreasonable, but I don't really want you to zone clean per se, but you can declutter. And somebody asked, and that's one of the questions later on, how do you declutter when you don't have a place to take it? Here's what you do. You put a sign saying free and we don't have the virus in our home. Sign free and no virus in our home, and put it out at the curb. Let the kids make a pretty sign. Pretty sign to go outside, and then put the baskets of things and just say, take the whole box. Don't dig through it. Take the whole box. And it'll be a surprise. You can list on the outside of the box what's in there. But zone cleaning for an hour. This week we're in our master bedroom. Yeah, you can spend an hour in your master bedroom. But don't burn yourself out. You got to keep your strength up. You need to have dinner in the crock pot ready to go. I already know what I'm cooking for tonight. Yep, I know. It's going to be carbonara because I need 3 slices of bacon, and I got some English peas, and I have heavy cream. And there you have it. But if you spend an hour, maybe spend 15 minutes doing your zone work. But the main thing is you got to keep the toys picked up. You got to keep things picked up and put away. Set a timer that every hour, and you can tell Alexa to do this, y'all. Alexa, set a timer for the top of every hour and see what she says. I bet she's talking to you right now because I just triggered her. But pick up and put away. Even pick up after yourself. I'm moving and need motivation to pack items in my house. Any tips? Don't pack anything you don't love and you don't use. Put it on the curb with a free sign and you will see it disappear. I promise you. That's the main thing. If you don't love it and you're downsizing, you've got to get rid of a lot of things. Make a list of the things you want to keep and then start getting rid of the things you don't want to keep. And make that free sign. First, make that free sign. We have a basement playroom, den, a formal living room, along with 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. In what zone should I put everything? Well, you're thinking too hard. Your basement playroom needs to be cleaned every day. It's not just your kids are down there playing. That's something that's got to be put on a daily list, like top of every hour, pick up and put away things. You need to declutter in that room often. Den is in zone 5. Yep, den, playroom, it's all, and formal living room are zone 5. You can take one each day and you'll have it clean. 4 bedrooms, the people that sleep in the bedrooms, when we're in zone 4 like we are now, that's their time to do that zone. You don't have to do them all. You can run the vacuum in there if you want to, but they can run the vacuum too. So don't think too hard about this. Right now, we're focusing on our morning routine, getting up and getting dressed to lace up shoes, getting something for dinner in the crock pot, soup, a casserole, something. Then get a load of laundry going. Somebody said something wonderful about an Audible. I use Audible clock skill on Alexa. How cool is that? And it chimes every hour. I don't have an Alexa, so I don't have that. But I have timers. Yep. And I can set my phone to chime every hour at the top of every hour. It takes me 5 minutes to go in and set that up. Yep, it would. So don't think too hard about zones. Every week we're in a different zone. If you need to work on another part, then you can do that. But don't crash and burn. Right now, we've got to stay strong. So just the basics. Laundry, dishes, keeping your kitchen clean, cleaning up, picking up after yourself. This is going to make your house look great. And then declutter a little. When you say entranceway, do you mean the normal entrance or the garage entrance? It's both. If you come in through the garage, Robert comes in through the garage. I come in through the front door. You want both of those areas to be inviting. Not just inviting, but where people aren't going to fall. So look on your front porch. Are there leaves that need to be blown off? That's what we're doing. We're making it look inviting. And nothing printed on the back. I am so happy. It's the little things, y'all. How often to deep clean with this virus? Every day, I want you to take a purple rag or a silver rag and put some hot soapy water on it and go around and wipe things down. If you've got alcohol, then wipe things down with alcohol. If you've still got a little bleach, which I have about this much bleach left, and I'm kind of keeping it sparingly, but look in under your kitchen sink or your bathroom sink and see what cleaning products you've got that sanitize things. But soap will work. Soap is soap. It doesn't matter if it's antibacterial or regular soap. Soap is soap. Don't ever forget that. So if you put hot soapy water on this rag and go around and wipe things down, you're going to feel good. Wipe down the remote controls. I got a little remote control for my wipe down. I found a gallon of Windex multi-purpose cleaner under my kitchen sink. And you know what I did with it? I put 2 cups of it in my sink and I soaked my mop pad in it, and then I did my floors. It was amazing. It felt so good to know that my floors were clean. And I have forgotten to do a couple of days. Okay, day 25. We missed 25. It takes a month to establish habits. Be kind to yourself and give yourself a gold star. We have to celebrate. And I think keeping up with how many days we've been in the house and doing what the president said to separate for 15 days, I think that's fun to mark on the calendar that we were going through this right now. We are here to lift you up and celebrate every accomplishment. So today, let's see, what's today? Today's Thursday. Where's my calendar? I can't get to my calendar. What's today's date? Is today the 27th? Okay, here's the 26th. Don't allow perfectionism to beat you up if you miss a day. We are not behind. I think today's the 26th. Don't allow perfectionism to beat you up if you miss a day. You're not behind. It doesn't matter if you miss one day. Just get back on your horse and keep taking those baby steps. Yep. And tomorrow will be the 27th. Because Sunday, I get mixed up because I'm always working a day ahead. I got a reason to be a little confused here. So Sunday was the 22nd. That was my sister's birthday. Monday was the 23rd. Tuesday was the 24th. Wednesday was the 25th. Today's the 26th. We got this. Brain. Doing brain things. I'm on a tight budget and can't afford to stock up for the virus. What meals do you recommend I plan for that are cheap and filling? Okay. anything with pasta. Anything with pasta you can make a meal out of. And it's cheap and filling. It's got a lot of carbs on it. And you can expect to gain some weight if you're going to eat pasta every other day. So pasta and rice. So you can stock up on a bag of rice. And when I was really strapped, college student, not that long ago, like 24 years ago, you could buy 3 boxes of pasta for $1. And I pretty much lived off of that. I had to because I didn't have a lot of money. Now, I think a lot of people are going to be getting some assistance with food stamps or SNAP. And stock up on the basics. You can make dumplings out of flour. Beans are filling. Yep, that's right, Kim. I always have a stock of dried beans. I have grits. I have, you can't find chicken right now hardly at all. You can't find chicken. But you might be able to find canned tuna and canned chicken and chicken in pouches and stuff. So I like to make my own hamburger helper stuff. Leanne sent me the awfulest picture this morning and I gagged. I really gagged. It was Squirrel Helper. A picture of Squirrel Helper. I'm going to kill her when I finally get to put my arms around her about the Squirrel Helper. I literally gagged. And I've eaten squirrels, y'all. I've eaten squirrels. And the thought of killing a squirrel, it just breaks my heart. I can't hardly stand it. But I have eaten squirrels. I have eaten frogs too. So, basics. Pasta, macaroni. Leanne's laughing. And you can stock up on a few boxes of here and a few boxes there. And then you've got this backup. You've got this backup. You just got to rotate it in and out so it doesn't get out of date. Not that dried stuff really gets out of date. Well, my grits are in the freezer with flour and everything else because it doesn't get weevils in it. I have a patio full of succulents that I don't like. Is it wrong to get rid of them? No. It's not wrong to get rid of them if you don't like them. I love succulents. They don't take up a lot of water and they're always pretty. And here's what you can do. You can put them on a table or on some cement blocks out by your street and have somebody pick them up. You can put them on Marketplace and give them away on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody will come by and pick them up. What are weevils? Well, let me tell you a story. One time I stocked up on oats. I got a case of, this was in 2000, right before Y2K. I got a case of oatmeal. And oatmeal comes in little cardboard boxes. So I had like 24 boxes of oatmeal. I don't even eat oatmeal, but you know, if you're hungry, you'll eat anything. And I had the boxes on a shelf in the basement. Robert built me these wonderful shelves. And I had this case that hadn't been opened. And this is awful, and I'm going to tell you this. And it's just, but I had this case that hadn't been opened. And it was a year or two later. And all of a sudden, now my basement shelves are just below my bathroom. And this is going to sound awful, but here I go. I noticed these little worms crawling on the wall, little larvae crawling on the little tiny larvae. And we were getting these weird moths all around. And I'm trying to figure out where these things are coming from. And then one day I was doing laundry down in the basement waiting for the dryer to quit. And I walked over to the shelf and there was these spider webs above this box. and there's these spider webs, and there are things stuck in the spider webs, and I had this whole ecosystem going from the oats that had sprouted little weevils. And I don't think they're really weevils, like cotton boll weevils. They're little larvae for these little tiny moths. Well, I sleep with earplugs, so I don't have a problem. But those moths were everywhere. And one got in Robert's ear, and he had to go to the doctor to get that thing out of there, because it was making him nuts, because it wouldn't stop. So we killed it with some alcohol in his ear, but we couldn't get it out. So he had to go to the doctor. So that little ecosystem caused a lot of problems in our home. So now when I buy flour or anything that could have these little things in it, I put it in the freezer. The freezer is at 0 degrees, and it'll kill just about anything. Yep, it'll kill it. So people are asking what succulents are. They're kind of like cactuses. They don't need a lot of water. So put them out by the road. Somebody will love those succulents. Somebody will absolutely love them. Can't drop off any usable clutter anywhere. Any idea how to store it creatively? No, there is no idea on how to store it. Because if you stick it in the house somewhere, it's going to stay there forever. You've got to get it out of the house. Yep, the moths will come in bird food. It really will. So you've got to get the clutter out of the house. And I recommend either posting it on Marketplace and saying, I can't come to the door or anything, but I'm going to put it out by the curb or on my front porch, and you're welcome to pick it up. No questions asked. But you got to take it all. That's right, Catherine, don't make a pile. Should we disinfect our Clorox bottles to make sure the bottle is clean too? Well, that's a stupid question, y'all. Clorox is a disinfectant. If it's had Clorox in the bottle, you don't need to disinfect it. It is disinfected. I'm sorry I said that was a stupid question. But you got to use your brains. Right now, I'm down to this much bleach. This much bleach. And it's making me crazy. But I've got other things to sanitize with. But I like bleach in my towels and my sheets. I like to bleach my towels and sheets. And I'm down to just very little. And it's... I'll be okay. This too shall pass. For such a time as this, we were created. So I'm going to have to use a lot of hot water. The outside of the bottle, Leanne's saying. Well, if it's just you touching it, you're not going to let your kids touch it. It's just your germs right there. Unless you're sick, you know. Which zone should I add my yard work to? Yard work doesn't belong in zones. No, it doesn't belong in zones because it has to be done every week. So it needs to be in your basic weekly plan. So every time you get on the phone, go outside with some nippers and clip your plants. Pruning plants now, that it's really going to help have strong, I love my plants. I have a Marla garden. That's what I have. And pruning your plants right now is going to make them stronger later on in the summer. Okay, let's see. I've got a whole essay on yard work, and I may get that ready to go out in the next couple of weeks. I'm a new flybaby. Who are Patty and Liz? Well, Patty is my sister. We've been together since I was 14 months old. She came into my life, and we have been fast friends forever and ever and ever, and we'll be fast friends into eternity. Patty is my sister. She lives in Chattanooga. She has 3 children, and she got married last April. And who is Liz? Liz lives in Baltimore. She was the daughter-in-law of my assistant that worked with me for 15 years. And Liz is just part of our family. Liz is part of our family. And Liz has 2 kids, Gemma and Mikey. And they're wonderful kids. I've been there for their births. And she has an amazing little family. And she is such a good homemaker. And she handles our Facebook page. And she does a great job of it. And she collects your questions and sends them to me. And Patty does too. But Patty answers my inbox. And Liz handles the Facebook page and keeps things going. And here we go. It's wonderful. We got a great team here. Next question. Should my children be getting dress to shoes as well? I personally don't see the point if we're not going anywhere. It's more laundry for me. Well, that's whining. And what's wrong with laundry? The machine does it. The machine does it. Now, I don't like whining. You have these children. Getting them dressed to lace up shoes gives you the ability to go outside and play in a sunbeam. Having your shoes on protects your little feet. Let me tell you why. I actually had my shoes on the other day and dropped a can of soup on my foot. That was not fun. And then 3 or 4 days later, my toes started hurting. I'm thinking, are you getting the gout? No, I remember dropping the soup on and I had shoes on. I probably need steel-toed boots. But it was kind of funny. So the kids need their shoes on. Their little feet are going to get hurt. So let's take care of our kids. Let's put their shoes on them, and little tennis shoes, and go outside and play. Be in a sunbeam. So it's not more laundry. Now, if you want to have some fun, here's what you do. Here's what you do. You grab your basket or paper sack or whatever you've got that you have all the mismatched socks in, and put them in the floor or on the dining room table. I don't care where you put them, but let the kids match them up. Match them up. And it can be a game. And you'll get socks matched up, and everybody, it has become a fad to wear mismatched socks, which I think is kind of weird because I didn't grow up with mismatched socks. So folks, do that. Get the kids all working on matching up socks. And it'll be a fun game. And if worse comes to worse, you can use them for toilet paper. And then you have to wash them. Okay. I think that's all of our questions. I can't believe we've got... That's all of them. Wow. Y'all are good today. Y'all are good. Well, thank you everybody for your great questions. Let's go figure out what's for dinner. Go figure out what's for dinner. And let's have some fun this afternoon. Get out in a sunbeam. Somebody's saying that a cup of peroxide in the wash sanitizes it. Well, I don't know about that. Don't know. You'd have to Google it. But I know bleach in the wash sanitizes things. Because I use almost my last cup of bleach in my white washcloths. And that's one of the things I told you in my letter this morning, my special message to you, is don't let everybody use the same hand towel to dry their hands. Don't do it. I have a basket of white washcloths that I use for drying my hands, and then I throw them in the hamper after they dry. And that way I have a clean cloth to dry my hands with every day. And I even wash my face with it sometimes. So having a supply of, and I know you have a lot of washcloths. So folks, let's stay vigilant when it comes to this hygiene, and say a prayer for the Love Lady Center in Alabama, in Birmingham. My sister at the place saved her life. My sister Susan, they have one case of coronavirus in the center. It's 200 women and children in this center. So I think it's in an old hospital, and I believe Patty was born in this hospital. I really do believe she was born in this hospital. So anyway, I love you all. I'll see you at 3 o'clock. See you at 3 o'clock. And if you can sew, make some mask. Patty's sending me a note. If you've never read Miss Brenda Lovelace's book about the Lovelace, the Love Lady, Miss Brenda Lovelady is her name. She is an amazing lady, and she's in quarantine right now because she is an older lady. Check out her book. I can't remember the name of it, but she tells the story of these women getting out of prison, and she took them in, and then she took them to Walmart, and how they had to get their hygienes. We're going to get our hygienes up and keep it going. Keeping our hands sanitized and not spreading germs. Wearing our mask when we're out. See, the mask don't keep the germs coming from you. It keeps you from giving germs to other people. It keeps your hands off your face, and it keeps your coughing and sneezing from going out there and infecting the world with whatever you got. It's Miss Brenda Lovelady. Look her up on Amazon. It used to be free to read, but it's a great book, and you will laugh. You will laugh. Miss Brenda loved Christmas, and so she got all her Christmas decorations out, and the ladies, there were 6 of them, started decorating for Christmas, and she had all these different tree skirts, and the next thing she knows, they're all wearing them and twirling around with tree skirts on. And I laughed until I hurt. It is a fun book. It is a fun book. So, folks, find something happy to read. You can do it. Go check it out. I love you all. Bye.